What's up guys, welcome back to Life So Crazy. It's the Vongolo Boss here. Kart racing fans are eating great in 2025. And although it's been very one-sided, the next chapter in the rivalry between the Plumber and the Blue Blur is upon us. And it's been causing a heated debate online. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the conversation and whether or not the juggernaut that is Mario Kart actually has some competition this year. There's been an ongoing back and forth between these games and a ton of flip-flopping. When Crossworlds was announced late last year, Sonic fans were cautiously optimistic. Then April came, and Nintendo revealed that Mario Kart World would be a launch title for the Switch 2, and people started reading Sonic's obituary. Until they saw the $80 price tag. But some people were still willing to hear Nintendo out to see if their staple kart racing game would be worth the money. And the verdict within the Mario Kart community, now that the game has been out for roughly 3 months, well, one look at the seemingly never-ending Mario Kart World is bad or disappointment videos that seem to pop up every week should tell you all you need to know. Whether or not the grievances are legitimate or uncharitable doesn't change the fact that a lot of people are rooting for Cross Worlds now, and with the open network test that's been going on at the time of this recording, people are already placing it above Mario Kart World.
Capped it off at 4.
I definitely like it more than Mario Kart World because I feel like items and racing like towards the end really does matter. Like that's my only problem with Mario Kart World. The design and everything is great. It's just that I don't feel like the racing is changing that the nigga like I promise I don't. That's my only reason. But I fuck with this hoe.
Now, what made me make this video was this rage bait I saw on Twitter. Guy posted this graphic saying Crossworlds and Crash Team Racing are phenomenal games, whereas Mario Kart World is lackluster. And the guy didn't even have a blue check, just engagement farming for the love of the game. And then we have a quote response asking, okay, legit, is Mario Kart World that bad or Sonic fans just on their high horse again? Valid question. A lot of people don't own a Switch 2 and have never played Mario Kart World, and all they're hearing from people who have is bland open world, intermission tracks are horrible, $80, blah 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 blah. In its defense, I promise you, you'll have a good time with it when you don't have a in your ear telling I've kept you waiting long enough. Sonic fans do have a reason to be on their high horse because Crossworlds is the real deal. But before I break down how it stacks up, I want to state that when it comes to Sonic racing games, I am a Riders fan, specifically OG Sonic Riders. It's been over 17 years since we got a game with extreme gear.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And because of the extreme gear, which is all I care about, this game is practically Sonic Riders 2.5. And this was Sonic's team's way of pleasing both the riders and racing fans. With that said, here's how I think both of these games match up with one another. Let's start with the graphics and presentation. When it comes to the overall look, I'd have to give the edge to Mario Kart World. While graphics aren't the most important thing when it comes to kart racers, when you put these games side by side, there's a liveliness and color that just pops out at you when looking at Mario Kart World tracks, which you can credit its unique art style for. Hot take here, but Crossworlds clears Mario when it comes to character expressions and how they interact with one another. From the trash-talking voice lines to the way your character taunts when he passes someone or laments when he falls back a spot, it can be a little jarring to see happen repeatedly when you're in the middle of the pack and moving up and down spots, but it helps create this intense feeling when it comes to down-to-the-wire races. Imagine being in a top spot, and as is par for the course with these games, getting hit repeatedly only to find yourself in a bottom spot. You dust yourself off, collect some good rebound items, activate them at key moments, slowly but surely climbing back up to first place, and now you've reached the final stretch with all the boost panels just before the finish line. And with a second wind at the last moment, you finally overtake first, only to see your character taunt those you just passed as they cross the finish line. It's the game's way of letting the competition know that, yeah,
you're too slow!
Oh boy!
Which is a fine segue into the next difference between these two, which is its atmosphere. Mario is more lighthearted, comically chaotic, and is overall more laid back, assuming you're not playing competitive Mario Kart. Meanwhile, Sonic's in-your-face and confident demeanor as well as trademark speed can be felt all throughout Crossworlds. And this is an area where it's not just, oh, one is better than the other, but it's ultimately what is your preference. As for gameplay, I low-key feel as if it's an apples to oranges comparison when it comes to how these games feel. Both allow you to race through the skies, across the water, and on land, but Mario takes the crown here as the controls are smoother, more responsive, and overall more polished. But if speed's your game, I can definitely say Crossworlds will not disappoint you. Whereas people knock Mario for straight line gameplay and stretches where nothing really happens, there aren't really times in Cross Worlds where you can just put your brain on autopilot. For example, even in stretches where you're driving through the pack, depending on your setup, colliding into other players can work for or against you. Now, let's talk skill expression. Mario Kart World has a huge selection of characters and vehicles to choose from, but unlike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe where you could customize your vehicle for more options, here it's choose a vehicle that complements the stats of a character and hit the starting grid. What you see is pretty much what you get. But the trick system in this game more than makes up for it. The ability to charge jump, drive on rails, trick onto walls and drive off of them. The shortcuts people have been able to pull off in this game are insane. Trees, walls, cows, the world is your trampoline. And it's something that Cross Worlds, based on its more traditional kart racer design, can't compete with. I enjoy the extreme gear in this game, but I can't act as if missing elements like being able to grind on rails or access specific shortcuts based on your vehicle's ability doesn't leave it feeling a bit hollow. So this aspect of the game is definitely more limited when compared to Mario Kart World, but its customization via its gadgets makes up for it. We've only gotten a taste of what's to come, and you can select gadgets that complement your playstyle or allow you to create a hybrid or overcome your weaknesses. Personally, I'm a believer in ultimate charge supremacy. Slap on the gadget that boosts your level 2 drift speed. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been drifting around a turn and someone tries to target me, but I managed to avoid it at the very last second with the invincibility buff from the level 4 charge, saving me from getting knocked back to last place. And the cool thing about the gadget system is that there's legitimate trade-offs that give you freedom in how it is you want to race. Want a more defensive build that allows you to recover faster and increases your chances of getting more protection items? Want to have a build that gives you the advantage when driving through the pack and ensures that colliding into other players works in your favor? Or do you want to be a menace who keeps that thing on them? I'm talking about that monster truck at the start of the race and likes to troll people for the first 5 to 10 seconds.
I know what kind of man you are.
Side note, for those that are doing that, I really hope the rest of your gadget slots are going towards helping you to front run, because that item takes up 2 or 3 slots, I'm pretty sure. And there's a lot of race still left to go after all that. But that's the beauty of it all, the trade-off. You can play more conservatively or aggressive, and with the rebound mechanic the items offer in these kart racers, still have a good chance to win. I'll touch on it briefly, but that also goes for the vehicle customization. I mean, Mario Kart World just gives you a sticker and calls it a day. In Cross Worlds, you can interchange parts, add decals, change colors, your horn, aura, and who knows how many the base game will actually launch with. And on the note of customization, sorry, but this is a nitpick I have to get off my chest. But if someone from Sonic Team happens to watch this video, can you please update the stances for the roster when it comes to them riding on extreme gear? Why is every character stance regular? Even Shadow and Jet, who in the previous Sonic Riders games ride goofy. Look, it's just a small nitpick, but show some love to the goofy riders, Sega. I digress. Alright, let's talk items, because it wouldn't be a kart racing game without them. Now, admittedly, I'm not too familiar with all these items because some of them throughout my playtime I just simply never got because we were too busy fighting for a top spot, you know what I'm saying. You have your standard boost items and the wisps, and projectiles with the red and green rocket punches. The drill being your bullet bill, the weight and King Boom Boo items are essentially this game's blue shells. I'll spare you a drawn-out explanation of every item, but the ones I found the most interesting are the ones that are pretty unique to Cross Worlds, meaning they do something that you don't see in Mario Kart, or maybe it's similar but it has a twist to it. I will say from what I've noticed, the bounce back capability of the item set in this game isn't particularly great if you fall too far behind. The laser wisp is pretty good, but it only lets you pass up to 3 people in front of you, and the warp ring only helps you pass the person in front of you. Like in Mario Kart, you can just bag and fish for a shock or bullet bill, chain a couple good items back to back, and before you know it, you're right back in the race. It's still early and only time will tell, but I just don't think bagging is too great in Cross Worlds. As for the game modes, in Mario Kart World, you have your online and offline Grand Prix and Knockout Tour, as well as the free roam and balloon battle. In Cross Worlds, you have your online and offline races, but as we saw from the Joker Festival, there will be 4v4v4 team game modes. And I don't have any footage because I had the dim idea not to record my play session. First impressions are, it's fun. The boost mechanic you get for colliding into your teammates really makes for some interesting moments. With that said, Cat Boost is trash. I just gotta be honest. When it works, it works. But unless you're playing with a stack with teammates that are not only trying to place high, but play the objective, it can be a drag. But ring grab and air trick are tons of fun. You still have the benefit of colliding in your teammates to get boost, but winning is not largely dependent on doing so. Lastly, let's talk about the longevity of this game. Even though it hasn't released, we're in the honeymoon phase.
Ladies, I'm trying to do my work today. Leave me alone type shift.
Shake your dreads!
Ladies!
Where a lot of people just enjoy having a new shiny toy. You have the season pass and all the DLC that's going to bring, so this game is definitely going to be supported for a good while. Compare that to Mario Kart World, which is really just getting patches right now, as Nintendo's trying to find the sweet spot in the balance between intermission tracks and 3-lap courses. And if it's to get any DLC, well, that's not going to happen for years down the line, especially since it's a given that Nintendo will charge for it, and the $80 price tag still rubs people the wrong way. So to wrap this video up, I wouldn't give the overall crown to either game. I would say these kart racers offer very different and unique experiences, and it'll mostly come down to, well, are you a Sonic fan or Mario fan? But if you're a fan of both, well, you get the best of both worlds. But that's all I got for this one. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below if you've been playing or are interested in trying either of these games. What were your impressions of the open network test? How do you think these games stack up against one another? And what do you think of the extreme gear? Where my OG Sonic Riders people at? Sound off in the comments down below. Check out the 2 videos showing up on the screen to see more Life So Crazy. It's been the Vongola Boss, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.